Hi everyone, it's Will here. I'm driving a 2025 Nissan Kicks this week, and it's actually a very nice vehicle. So this is the newly redesigned one, and if you happen to be the owner of one of these new vehicles and you've had it for a couple of months or maybe close to a year now, you might have gotten a recommendation from the dealership or your technician to replace the cabin filter for the air conditioning and heater. And in this video, I'm going to show you how to replace it. It's relatively easy. You do need a couple of tools, and there is some tricky areas, namely when you're putting the filter back in, but I'm going to show you how to do it, and you can watch and decide whether you're comfortable doing it on your own. Now, I do encourage you to do it on your own, especially because labor is so expensive, but if you have a technician who will just charge you for the cost of the parts, it might be easier to have him or her do it for you, but I'm going to show you how to do it anyways. And I would recommend replacing this filter at least once a year, especially if you drive in dusty areas or you park under a tree, especially parking under a tree, because when leaves and twigs fall, they tend to build up in the front of the windshield, and that's where your air conditioning or heating system draws air from. So sometimes as it's drawing air, if it gets clogged by all those leaves and twigs, it can actually pull in some of those little pieces and it can clog up the filter sooner. And for me personally, when I'm driving, I don't like to drive with the windows down, so oftentimes my heating and air conditioning is always running anytime the engine is running. So for me, I like to replace them once a year on my vehicle. So keep watching to learn more.
All right, so here are the tools I recommend. So this is a trim remover. It's got a special material that won't scratch hard plastics. And then this is a door upholstery remover by a company called Lio. It's a specialized auto tool. So we're going to start with this. And what we want to do is we have to remove this piece because the filter is behind the center console there as opposed to behind the glove box like on some vehicles. And you want to wedge this tool in the middle here. And you want to move it around just enough so there's a gap for you to reach by hand. And you just have to pull off firmly. So don't yank it off, but just pull it firmly and it will detach. And you see there's a plastic rivet, and this is where we need our upholstery removal tool to get at it, and we can just work it off without potentially breaking that plastic rivet. So there's two of them towards the front. So I got that first one there, and then there's a second one towards the front. And that one you might be able to get off. In my case, I had to pull it off with the rivet there still intact. So again, we just use our tool to pull that rivet out because we're gonna have to put it back in position on that panel when we put everything back together. So you can see there, I just twist it off like that. And so once that's off, we can put it back to where it was. So it's pretty simple. All you need to do is just push it back in place and just wiggle it, make sure that it's stable there. And this is what we have to take off to get access to the filter. So there's a release on the bottom there, as you see. And then once it comes off, this piece is actually stuck on, which is actually helpful. So you don't have to maneuver it around once you put everything back. So you just have to kind of move it out of the way there like that, as you see, and then you pull out the filter. So it might take a few tries, but you just got to get a good grip on it, and then you have to kind of bend it a little bit to get it out of its housing, as you see there right there. Yeah. Oh, there's a little piece of leaf. So it comes out like that. So the soft side is facing the opening. And this one's relatively clean. There's only 10,000 kilometers on this car, so it's going to go back in. Now, before we put it back in, the direction of the filter is very important. So if you're using a genuine Nissan one, there's an arrow that shows front. You want to make sure that arrow is pointing towards the front. Now, if you use an aftermarket brand filter where it shows airflow with arrows, you want to make sure those arrows are pointing towards the passenger. So now that we know that, it's time to put it back in. So again, just making sure that arrow is pointing towards the front. And putting the filter back in is a little bit tricky, so I'm going to show you what works. So you have to kind of bend it like that, as you see. And then as you bend it like that, you want to work it into the housing. So it doesn't go in straight, unfortunately, but you just have to bend it a little bit like that. And don't worry, you're not going to rip it as long as you're not too rough with it. But you want to work it in like that, and then eventually it goes in just like that, you see? So once it's in, you just got to make sure that it sits nicely inside and square. You shouldn't see it sticking out. So that's good. So at this point, you can close this lid just like that. Just snaps back into place. And that's it. So we're almost done. So now we have to put this plastic piece back in position, of course. And again, those plastic rivets, we want to line up to the holes where they lock into. So the farthest one, as you can see, is there, and then that's the second one. So you want to line up the front first before we work towards the back. So once you get in position, you have to lock it in place, and then here there are 2 prongs that lock into place, and you just have to move it around a little bit. Eventually it locks in place. Takes a bit of time. There you go. Okay, so just check the corners, make sure that it sits flush. Check that it's tight on the bottom there. That's all she wrote. It's not that hard. Only putting the filter in is hard.